he left to the wrong team. He should have gone to the Netherlands on this, the university or football
Yeah, he
university,
went to the wrong
where
league.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just went to the wrong league.
You know
He
what?
would've-
That would have been a good one. But if he would have stayed one more season at America and refined his craft, he would have done much better because Linus left in his breakout season. All right. If he would have stayed one, and it's not even, let's be honest, guys. It's not a full fucking season. We're not talking about 30-some games. We're not talking about a full calendar year. We're talking about 18 games. If he would have stayed for half a year more, un torneo más, he would have been able to solidify himself. He would have been able to have a much better option of going to maybe not better teams, but Betis wasn't the team for him. All right, his stock would have been much higher.
I think
Do you remember?
the big influence was Guardado, right? Having a Mexican on the team with you, I think that was going to be like the reason, probably the biggest influence as to why he went and made that decision. But go ahead, FC.
I was gonna ask. Do you guys remember si se fue in the winter window or the summer window? Because I remember they won. He won the championship in the winter, ¿verdad?
I think it was.
Yeah, he was winter window.
It was a winter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Abdias. He should have one more season. Se hubiera quedado one more season left in the summer transfer. Usually, the most or best transfers are during the summer transfer.
January 2019, $14 million, 5-year contract.
There you go. See?
Yeah, and like that was his problem because todos estaban, ¿por qué, güey? Porque todos se la estaban mamando que no, que este niño es el futuro del fútbol mexicano, que la gran promesa, que quién sabe qué, y la mamó. Y ahora, tu pinche otaku del gol es la misma cosa, güey. Es la misma pinche historia.
But you know why, though?
One that's even closer, you had Marcelo Flores, a quien le mamaron la pipa justamente igual, güey. And then they capped him for the national team, and he's never been back.
Yeah, that was a race to secure his nationality because he was eligible to play for England, Canada, and Mexico. And I know at least Canada for sure was trying to court him. So Mexico had to do the one up. And, you know, again, it doesn't pan out. I think the problem is we just don't have a large enough pool of players. We wouldn't be so fixated on every time we have a good gem in the league if we had, you know, like 10s and 20 of these in the league, but we don't. We have so little that actually like look promising that we have all these crazy expectations of them. And like in Argentina, bro, they shit out like these every day. They're like, oh, eventually one of these will pan out, but we got dozens of them in the league. Like we're not like that player that left River to Real Madrid. He's like 17 when they signed him, and like they already have another one to replace him. It's crazy, you know, and in Mexico, that doesn't work that way. You might be lucky enough to get from the crop that went to the U20 World Cup. We'll be lucky enough if you know, maybe one of those pan out, you know, the Gil Moras, the Montiel, the Obed, who else was on there that looked promising? Camberos, Yael Padilla. We'll be lucky if maybe one of those pan out and go to Europe. Like, that's just how bad the odds are in Mexico.
You know, there's a big difference from Linus and Hormiga, because Linus had the backing of Televisa. You know, Televisa was pushing, este es el bueno, este es el bueno. Hormiga is more of us Chiva hermanos trying to be like, oh, this guy's our man. This guy's our new Chicharo, our new goal scorer.
But at the same time, Televisa was pushing the narrative of he's not ready to leave. The reason why he left was because of his father.
Yeah, I was about to say his dad was a huge influence on that one.
Like, because if you watch TUDN and all the other shows around that time, it was he's the future, but he should stay. If I remember correctly, the coach at that time was El Piojo. Y El Piojo estaba diciendo él mismo in front of cameras, he should stay one more tournament. That's all that we need him to stay. After that, have him leave. Go out the big door, get yourself a big signing, go do it. But he needs to solidify himself as of right now.
What's up, guys? I have a question for you boys. What prompted Milito's comments? Is it last week when he was basically telling Mexicans to like, you need to weather your expectations, and just because a guy scores a couple goals doesn't mean he's the next promesa. What was the question that prompted that?
It's a great question there, Tomas. Welcome to the show, by the way. It was El Chuyazo. He's like a caricature in Guadalajara. I really don't know how he gets a press pass. He's more of a Report fan, but he's the one that sort of proposed the question because, you know, the players from the U20 World Cup had just been reincorporated into the team. So I think he brought up Camberos, and that's when Milito like said, "Slow the fuck down, bro. Like you guys need to calm your tits."
Yeah, so that's interesting. What do you, all right, like unbiased, right? Like take yourself, like let's say you were not a Mexico fan, right? And you're just looking at the way things are set up. What would it take for a coach or somebody to come into Mexico and red pill the entire Mexican like federation and the fan base and say like, hey, look, the truth of the matter is we are not winning shit at this World Cup. Our situation is dire. No one has proven like a go-to 100%, like this is our guy. I hate to say it, but even like Gil Mora, like the pressure that we're putting on this, what is he, 16? Like a 16-year-old as like the future of Mexican soccer is insane. And he's only been playing consistently in Liga MX for what, about a year now, maybe almost a year. That's insane, like insane pressure to put on a kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders, but what do you guys think it'll take for somebody to come in and slow shit down? And I don't know if it's a cultural thing where like Mexicans, like my Mexican side, yo sé que somos like ansiosos, no nos gusta seguir un proceso. We don't see shit through. Is that it? Or is it just Liga MX printing, making money, and we'll just kind of heads in the sand? But it's frustrating because it's like at this pace, I don't think we're ever going to see any kind of progress, to be honest.
Well, that's a good question. I will say, when we even have one of our own, arguably our best product ever made, Hugo Sanchez, saying we're going to win the World Cup and all this, it backfired on him, right? So it can't even be one of our own that comes out as a realist and says, hey, we're not as good as, you know, our shit doesn't stink. Like that's not true. It would have to be someone with like a huge pedigree that's maybe even won the World Cup to even like come in here and say some shit like that. It would have to be like someone at the level of like Guardiola or maybe Mourinho.
I'm reading between the lines with Milito's comments, and I think he's with you guys. He's probably starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. And as you get a couple L's under your belt, it's like you start building credibility. I guarantee you that dude wants to say like the truth, like the hardcore truth to the Mexican media, but in his mind, he's probably holding back a little bit. That's just kind of my perception. Like he wants to truth bomb everybody and just say like, look, shut the fuck up. Like this, like you need to slow your roll, but he's obviously holding back a little bit. But I think that comment, there was a lot in that snippet. So it was just interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he comes from obviously a country that, you know, people say Mexico is like a footballing country, not to the extent of Argentina and Brazil. I'm sorry. They're on another level. These fuckers will sell their goddamn kids and PlayStations to not even get into the game, just to be in the stadium, like outside the stadium, cheering them on. It's, you know, you gotta be poor, you gotta be in poverty, bro. You gotta.
That's exactly it.
We're not broke enough to like want it that bad.
That's exactly it. Because the Mexican, if you're truly broke and you want it that bad, you know what you do? Te cruzas de mojada a los Estados Unidos, güey. It's not one of those like, oh, fuck, my only way out of this is to be really good at sports. No, your only way out of this is for you to come illegally into the U.S.
Abdias, I'll get a shout out to your boy, the Danish bro, Speed Demon, the one that got that's injured. I was reading about his story. He was poor kid. Like he was taking the bus to his games and his practice.
Who?
It wasn't just that.
What was his name?
Huescas.
Westcas, yeah.
He was
Oh,
Like
taking a
three
bus
buses, like three
and a
buses.
metro.
Yeah, so like that kid, we don't know how his season was going to play out and his
Damn.
decision to go overseas to Danish league, but like you do need some kind of level of like poverty, quote unquote, or some kind of level like this is my last resort, like this is the only thing I got going for me. It's either that or like a structured academy for players. I still think it's one of the two.
yeah. I mean, you hear stories like Alexis Vega, his family sold like literally their whole furniture just for him to get like in and out of Toluca and training and all that, like, or to go to some tournament or something. Yeah, he was like really struggling. He was really poor. But then you got players that are like equals de papi and still have like successful careers, right? I mean, you look at Chicharo, he's third generation footballer. Even Gil Mora himself, his dad played. Armando Gonzalez, the Hormiga, his dad also played. So a lot of these kids, especially in Guadalajara, hijos de papi.
Wow, bro. Talking about hijos de papi and having that passion, I can't believe that you missed the best example of it out there.
Who?
Come on, man. He came out in Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Macias?
Andale, pinche JJ Mack.
But he comes from money, but I don't know if his family played soccer.
Pero, güey, un hijo de papi, un mi rey, is somebody who comes from money. No mames. And that's exactly what he
like
is.
Nepotism. I'm talking about nepotism.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't need nepotism to be successful.
It helps though. Like, you look at like the industry, like in entertainment business, you got to know somebody or be a son of somebody or daughter of someone to get it in. And in Mexico, like same
or
thing
have money.
Yeah. In football, that's how it is in Mexico, right? Like even Sandoval, right? Es el hijo del negro Sandoval. And he's killing it. He's probably gonna have a more successful career than his father. Hopefully he doesn't get into the bad things in life. His dad was like a fugitive or some shit. I don't know. He got caught with coke and shit. Different story, but his son is doing well at Chivas. He's killing it, man.
Yeah, like we said, the biggest thing to analyze here is just that social economic difference between Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico. Right? The level of poverty that you experience in those other two countries compared to Mexico is much lower than those that you experience within Mexico.
Yeah.
Like that hunger isn't there, right? The biggest thing that you get from being an hijo de papi, being a legacy player, is the fact that you have a certain knowledge to the level of professionalism that it takes to be an elite player. While these other kids are just pure grit.
Yeah.
They're just trying their best to be in this group of people that get to play the game that they love for a living. Now, really quickly, I'm going to do a sidebar right now talking about the game that we love or that some people love. The baseball game just ended.
Oh, who won?
Series is tied 2-2.
Good.
And so, we're in for an interesting World Series. The biggest thing that I wanted to mention was, did anybody notice the stacked blonde behind home plate at the third row on the left-hand side of the screen?
No, dude.
Whew. Papa. The fireworks show wasn't in the outfield. It was in the stands, right behind home plate.
That's funny.
El ojo de águila was activated, huh?
Pues más como the one-eyed Willy, pero también, güey, ahí estaba.
Yeah, so kind of just putting a bow tie on Hormiga. I hope that he at least gets a look in this upcoming window. And if you want to learn more about my takeaway from him, cantinamx.com, I got a new article that I posted there. Talks about Hormiga and what makes him different. I remember when I first discovered who he was. Chivas were up here for a friendly against Pachuca, and he was just this he looked like a deer in headlights warming up. And, just his behavior kind of caught my attention because most players, they'll warm up for a little bit and then they'll just stop and watch the game. But this guy was still warming up, even though he didn't even get subbed in. But he was just so locked in and so disciplined. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Now he's got 10 goals in the league, very close to winning the title for Goleo. We'll see. There's 2 more jornadas left, and Chivas have a tough 2 games, Pachuca and Monterrey, but he might get another goal or 2 before it's all said and done. We have Joel joining us. Joel, welcome to the show. Joel.
Greetings, gentlemen.
Joel on dish duty or what? What's going on, man?
Greetings and salutations. No, dinner, late dinner.
Tell me que son unos frijoles fritos con queso fresco.
Oh, no, I don't have access to that.
He's like, I'm not that Mexican.
No, I am, bro. I would eat that all day, every day.
Abdias was giving me shit
Yeah.
earlier saying that I have mission tortillas at my house, bro. I've never been so disrespected in my life.
I've had those before, though. They're on sale. I'll get the yellow ones. For Tomas, Italian-style sausage stuffed pork chops.
Ooh.
I don't know how Italian they are, but I saw them at Target. They are good.
Nice.
I can hear
Yeah.
the whiteness when you say that.
Yeah, man.
What was I supposed to say?
Who can
I don't
afford
have
it?
Güey, échame mentiras, güey. Dime que estás comiendo chilaquiles or something.
Nah, bro.
Unos
Chilaquiles
chiles
is...
rellenos.
Bro, chilaquiles is a breakfast dish, bro. What the
It's a
fuck?
brekkie, yeah.
Unless you're
Bro,
like...
chilaquiles is an anytime
Nah.
dish. All right?
Unless you're like a night worker and your morning starts right now, that's the only acceptable reason to be eating chilaquiles at 8 at night, bro.
I don't know, bro. Con que no le pongas huevo encima, you're good.
Güey, ¿no te gustan el huevo with your chilaquiles?
Soy más de pollo, güey. Pero neta, it's the fact that, if you put an egg on them, at that point, it's definitely a breakfast meal.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Chilaquiles is a breakfast dish.
Yeah, I've only had them at breakfast. But maybe it's like.
If you want chilaquiles around this
breakfast
time, you just turn them into enchiladas, bro.
Yeah.
Con mucho queso. Le ponemos mozzarella. That shit's good.
In a pinch.
Are we talking about sweet sauce?
Yes, sir.
Because that's the only way that I'll accept mozzarella on my enchiladas, way.
It's like a Mexican lasagna.
Casi.
Joel, I know.
Lasagna? Oh yeah.
I know your generation and the older people in the chat are hurting right now with Manuel Lapuente passing away. What was what was his impact to you and the game, honestly, in Mexico? Because I vaguely remember him in '98 and him being the head coach. But as far as club level, I know he won a title with America. But honestly, he's more of your generation than mine.
Look,
Yeah,
Joel,
no,
hold on. I'm going to let you finish. I just got one thing to say. All right? And it's just so that Jaime's wet spot can grow a little bit more. And it's about Hormiga, right? And the most amazing thing is the fact that Chicha has been his mentor inside of the club, has taken him under his wing, has been doing all of these things with him. There's been some Chivas TV video that has leaked of him and Chivas in the trainer's office when he got injured, of Chicha talking to him, doing all of these things. Even there's been other videos of El Otaku talking about how Chicha is his mentor. He's been his biggest help and all of these things. If anything, it's what we really wanted to see from Chicha when he returned to Chivas. It was the fact that hey, bro,
Oh, no, I
You're
didn't,
this
bro. I wanted to see
legend.
him score.
You knew he wasn't.
We don't. I'm not going to pay $2 million so he could be right there. You know, buttery Hormiga's ass. He could do that for free, bro. He got
having
paid.
his shape he used?
Come and score goals. Look, I know he wasn't going to put double digits. Give me five goals, dude. 5, 6 goals. Clutch
Bro, that's
key
3
goals.
too many. He's got 2. Be happy for it.
Nah,
Like,
man, he
we
could have
all
done
knew
that.
his body was in
It's in him.
shambles.
I don't think it's his body. I think it's his mind. I think he just lost the plot, man.
Then how does he keep on getting injured?
I think that's just right now to me, I think that's fake. I think it's just the thing so that it saves some grace. I think the coach and even the directiva were like, all right, dude, we're not gonna put you out there, you know. It's costing too much. I mean, look at these young dudes, man. They're hungry, dude. They're killing it. I know if Chicha wanted, he could get back in there. He did score that goal in the Amistoso versus America. And so he played. I don't think he got re-injured. So I think they're just having them save some face. Well, I mean, there was that talk, but I don't believe it. I think he gave up. He gave up a while back. I don't know why. I think he'll admit one day, maybe 10 years from now, we'll be watching some podcast and he'll be like, La neta, yeah, fuck it, I cashed it in.
Interesante.
That's just my take.
I agree though. Like, you don't bring in Javier Hernandez and give him a fucking crazy WWE welcoming just to be the ghost whisperer.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you could
Pero
do
no
that shit for
mames,
free.
güey. How desperate was Chivas when you brought him in? Like, that was
They
your
were- they
biggest
were-
hope for success.
No,
And
I don't think
everybody
for
knew.
success.
Yes, it
Not
was,
for success.
güey.
No, it was more for, you know, because you want to, you're Chivas, you want to secure good sponsors. You know, you want to create some buzz.
That's a good.
You obviously don't have the money to bring in, you know, a seleccionado or you know.
So then you bring in a
his
washed, injured player?
He wasn't that washed if we think about it.
He was
had,
washed, bro.
He was scoring for Galaxy.
Bro, he's
he
so washed,
activated,
his
remember,
hair
if
left
he
the
scored-
conversation.
If he had scored, if he had scored X amount of goals, it would trigger his clause, and he did it. And then he just had a sucky season after that.
He got
I do
injured.
think he was carrying injury.
Yeah.
And I do think he was carrying one, and no team would sign him. But I guess he was trying to.
His return to Chivas was going to be inevitable. He said he would return. He did. It didn't pan out, and now this is like the silver lining. He's being an influence in the locker room for the next Chicharo, you know, and that's all you can ask for, really, at this point.
And at least he's not getting them into trouble, you know.
As long as he's not, you know, doing some underage shit like Omar Bravo, you know.
He got acquitted, by the way.
Allegedly.
He got charges were dropped. I don't know, the check cleared, but charges were dropped. They said there was insufficient evidence.
Where's Rifado, way? Because he knows better than anybody. Everybody's quick to call somebody a chomo, but they never show the proof. Henceforth, you have to say allegedly.
Were the videos AI generated? That's why they're like they had that Sora watermark. They came, no, this is not it.
That's bad.
Supposedly there was videos, but apparently they weren't enough to hold up in court. Right?
They somehow mysteriously disappeared from the evidence, or what?
Nah, bro. MP said that they were bullshit. El Ministerio Público dijo que no, que se fueran la verga.
They could have probably just been talking, you know, not like, because I think a lot of us were thinking he was showing him right there, you know, maybe doing something. But if it was just maybe talking, there probably wasn't nothing there that could incriminate him.
Hey, you know, real quick, Abdias mentioned something very interesting, and I want to tie this tangent together. You know, that maybe Puma, and I'm sure certain, like Amazon Prime, they wanted Chivas to secure a bomba, and that is Javier Hernandez.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the latest conversations. You know, it's all
Yeah.
said and done about Nike and Chivas. You know, it's all but official. And all of a sudden, you start hearing rumors of Chucky Lozano, and you know how he's not being featured in San Diego, and I think they're like in the playoffs, and everyone's speculating on what the fuck's happening. That he's like maybe a locker room cancer, and all of a sudden you start hearing rumors of him coming to Chivas, and I'm like, who the fuck is asking for this? Because we have Yael Padilla, we have Camberos who need to be prioritized. Like, fuck bringing anybody in, you know. And then we also have like Cowboy Cal and stuff. And I'm like, the only reason why this would make sense is Nike wants to sell jerseys. They want someone to, you know, somebody of the that's sponsored by Nike, and that's Chucky Lozano. That's the only reason why this would make sense.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, I think Nike too, if they wanted, they could promote Hormiga, you know, and then I think he could be that player. You guys seen those commercials they did when they first came to Mexico, and they did a Pumas versus Chivas commercial, and in one is the Chiva player and the other one is a Puma player scoring, and they all featured, I think, Tilon and Brado Luna. I mean, they could do something like that, because Hormiga is, you know, he's quickly becoming a household name. He tied Chicharo already for goals. Could probably surpass him.
They need to tie that whole manga side of him, anime side of him.
But quick for Chicha, he didn't finish the whole season because he was called up to camp, so he probably would have scored more. But yeah, I think that's the guy they should be promoting. I don't think you need, but I see why they would do something like that. But I don't think you need, especially Chucky's not. He's kind of like falling a bit from, you know. I don't think he's that regarded as he once was.
I wouldn't want Chucky at Chivas. I think we have enough talent.
Yeah, me neither, bro.
For his position.
I was gonna say that his stock from that what's it called, the Germany game, it's already ya se le acabó.
Oh yeah. How long was that?
Iba a decir the options ya no se vendieron or whatever that. Tomás might know more about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've Chuky's always he's dead to me, man. He's dead to me after his Napoli fallout, and I had high hopes for him.
Well, I mean, he won a Serie A title with Napoli, so.
Would you say it was that they won in spite of or due to him, or was he just kind of a character there? I'm speaking more so of his exit, the way he kind of just cashed out in MLS. That's my gripe.
It's the same way Javier Hernandez can say he won a Europa League trophy with Sevilla. He was registered on that team. He got a participation award. Same thing with Chucky Lozano.
Damn.
And I know he was Napoli's most expensive signing. I don't know if that's been broken by now, but I know he was. So, yeah, I mean, it's just hard to live up to that.
Rifado's ears are ringing right now. He's like, oh, they're talking shit about my Chucky.
Joel,
my hometown hero.
We never got to talk about La Puente.
La Puente, yeah. Well, he was from the, 90s. He was part of that team, that selección that got eliminated for 70. I don't know if it was 74 or 82, but I saw a clip of him playing with the national team. Got that Hulk Hogan hair. But yeah, with Coach, he coached the selección in the 90s, and he got fired. They lose the first reboot of the Gold Cup, 90 or 91? The Gold Cup, they lost to the USA. So it's interesting. He got booted. But and Necaxa, he pretty much made a name, and that team was like, they were one of the best teams, in Liga MX. Really disliked them for that, because they would beat Chivas a lot. But they had that was such a great squad, man. Top to bottom, that team was just stacked. But he had the style, you know. He had a really good his style of coaching and playing, and would get criticized a lot, you know, 'cause boring defensive. But his teams would score a lot of goals, which was the crazy part. But I guess he figured it out how to play the season. He even talked about how to play Liguilla. You know, like he understood. He figured that out. How once Liguilla was a different tournament, and he talked about in one interview a few years back how he would once he had secured a spot in Liguilla, the final games, he would just start experimenting. You know, with the team to figure some shit out for once they started playing Liguilla. But so he did with Necaxa. They call it the team of the decade, I believe. Three finals. I forget the third one. I know one was against Chivas, Celaya. Celaya was the one I hated because they tied 1-1, but they gave it to Necaxa because the goal was scored in Celaya Stadium. And they had like the away goal rule type of thing. I just thought that was a boring final, bro. But yeah, with the national team, ultimately, I think that's where his stock grew way more because the '98 World Cup was one of the exciting ones. If you see Mexico in the group stage, last time they were paired with against two Europeans. Wait, was it? No, because they played Croatia. No, my bad. They played, but Belgium and Holland. But dude, that Holland team, if you look at it, that's a crazy team. That Holland team was one of the candidates to win the World Cup. And if you see the squad, it was just a very impressive team. And Mex gets that 2-2 draw. They tied Belgium. They beat Korea, and then the Germany game they could have won. It was like Hernandez had that goal right there, man. He just soft kicks it to Oliver Kahn's hands, but he could have made it right there 2-0. I think it would have been 2-0 at that point. But that would have been massive. But it was way different, you know, like playing Germany in '98 and to play Germany like that, it was impressive. So I think that World Cup in '98 and then winning the Confederaciones that was the first FIFA international title for Mexico. They never had one. So in '99, and he was a part of that. And then he goes to America and he wins there some more. So I think that by that point he was already like considered one of the best coaches. If especially Mexican, you know, being Mexican. But yeah, I could see how he kind of like he didn't coach much after that, so he kind of faded, you know. People didn't really talk about him, and then FIFA fucking getting rid of Confederations Cup sort of tarnishes that a little bit. The first big trophy, and then they sort of, you know, erase it. But yeah, that was the last part that you heard. What used to be the whole coaching schools between La Volpe and La Puente, La Volpismo versus La Puentismo. But that early on with those debates, all that La Puente school were the teams and the coaches that were winning the most. I don't know what happened with that, you know, with that whole debate. I always thought it was just Mexico copying Argentina because Argentina had the Menotti versus Bielsa whole school of thought, and it's like, why are you guys trying to do that? Like La Volpe only won one title. If you compare them like in league, La Puente was more dominant, and with the national team, he achieved more. So I never understood the need for that, you know, to have both of these guys going up against each other. Something like unneeded. And I think he said they were good friends, so that makes it even more silly. He said they got along.
For sure, Joel.
Yeah. Yeah, but like early on, I really disliked that dude. Especially like I didn't like how he got how he how he took over the national team because it was Bora. Bora was the coach in '97. He was gonna go into the World Cup, and the media did this whole campaign against Bora, and I found it. I was like surprised because the Bora team, he took he took like a younger squad to the Copa America, and that's where Luis Hernandez blows up. He wins the Golden Boot, and you had Ronaldo, bro. He won it over Ronaldo and Romario. I mean, not an easy task to say he won it over those dudes, and playing for Mex and playing what, like two, maybe one or two less. Wait, what's it? Because they play a third game. Um, Still though, man, you just with Brazil, you have that a bit of that advantage. But that was a great performance. Mexico finishing, I believe, third. Um, Overall, really great performance, and they sacked him, dude, over because he drew at home twice, and that was like a great sin. And so then I thought they was just, they just wanted him out to put La Puente, and then La Puente comes in, and his results were disastrous, man. They were just horrible, and so that's why, like for me now, seeing like Aguirre going there and then people freaking out, I'm like, yeah, I'm like that meme with the dude with the rope around his neck. Say his first time, and it's like, nah, I've seen worse. I've seen worse, and the selección was doing. The selección did well, but the results were worse. Um, but then, from then on, he went on to do really well. And it surprised me how then he gets booted, right after he had a kind of mediocre Gold Cup. And then they use that to boot him, and they bring in Ojitos Mesa, and then it went even worse. But it's, as you would have thought, in Mexico, here you have this guy that he just played this great World Cup, and he won you a tournament beating Brazil. And you're going into, he could be the coaching a second World Cup, and they sort of like federativos, they booted him out, which was very surprising because it's like, well, if you don't trust this guy to get it done after what he's already showed, to me, that's like shooting yourself in the foot. Very capable coach, and they got rid of this guy over a Gold Cup, where I think he was like bringing in new players to try them out. So that's always been to me also what holds Mexico back, the Federación. They have good people in charge, and they'll just get rid of them and replace them, and not always for the better. But I had disliked the whole way he came in, and I was big into Adolfo Rios, and I felt he took him out, and he left him without the World Cup. And then ironically, Adolfo Rio ends up in the America team, winning a League Cup with him. I was like, damn, I wanted him at Chivas. So first he's beating Chivas with Necaxa, and then he's taking my favorite goalkeeper and winning a league title with the rival team. So I really dislike that guy. But you start seeing his career. As I got older, you start seeing everything he did, and it's like, I really can't hate this dude, man. You really have to admire everything he accomplished. He got a lot done. And I saw this clip that was posted today, and it was an interview. And I have to wonder if Pelaez knew something, because they're at that guy's house. I forgot who the other reporter is. There's two reporters, and they're interviewing La Puente. And it looks like Pelaez wants to cry, man. His voice starts cracking. And he's talking about, the type of person he is. And I'm like, this is your buddy. I'm sure you've seen him or called him. It's like, you would think you haven't seen him in 20 years. I'm wondering if he, maybe knew something,
Maybe he was
like
already
he said
sick.
something. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But he said something really interesting, and I hope he does talk about it. He said he talked about the halftime for the match against Holland,
Oh,
and yeah, he said you should have heard what he told us at halftime, and I was like, well, fuck, say it, bro. So
I know, right?
I don't know if he, yeah, I don't know if he says it, but I would, I need to. We need to maybe hit that dude up on Insta or on X or somewhere, man. It's like, hey, release the deets, man. Sounds like a good story. Um, but that was something there, man. But yeah, ultimately he's highly regarded now, and he's one of the, considered one of the best coaches out there, man. I don't think we have seen that many until recently, that you saw at least dominant
Mhm.
coaches, because he was very dominant until recently now with Jardine, now Turco. Turco became, and Piojo for a while, probably when he was at America, because his numbers were insane. Piojo's numbers, I know people dislike him a lot, but his numbers at AME were like the number of Clásicos he won and all that. But then he's been like, his stock has kind of fallen. He's kind of not winning, kind of struggling with Costa Rica. But yeah, La Puente, man, he's definitely up there. I think he holds his place with Selección, man, just winning that. Because once you win a big title like that, you sort of like you move the bar, of what can be achieved. So I think he did that, as far as like, all right, what can be done, and he moved it, man. He extended a bit higher, and I think that's very important.
Hey, Joel, do you remember the name of the coach cuando La Puente was the president of America? That he would use him as an
Oh,
avatar for his coaching?
they had the earphones or the thing. I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the coach, but it was just that's the thing that cuando they mention La Puente, that's the first thing that comes to mind to me. It's the the headphones and the guy in the coaching box trying to coach.
I forgot his name. I forgot his name too, but he ended up coaching in Guatemala. I think their national team for a short stint. But
Wow.
yeah, that they were trying to do that NFL type of thing. I think where they have like defensive and offensive coaching. I don't know what they were trying to do, but it backfired hard, man. I remember a meme with it was like an EA FIFA, and it said it came with headphones. And then, so when you're playing it, it could tell you what to do. Sure was funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, but I remember that too. And I forgot his name, dude. I really forgot his name. I just remember somehow he's next thing I know he's in Guatemala coaching. He got exiled.
So as a manager, he won leagues with Puebla, 83 and
Yeah, that's his
1989. He also won the Copa Mexico with Puebla, and then the CONCACAF Champions Cup with Puebla. And then with Necaxa, he won 2 titles, 94-95, 95-96. And then with America, he won the 2002 tournament and then the Champions Cup in 2006. With the national team, the Gold Cup in 98 and the Federations Cup in 1999. So, yeah, that's impressive. I think it's impressive that he brought titles to Puebla and Necaxa. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, but his Caxa team at the time he was there,
Oh, yeah, they were stacked.
bro, they were considered one of the best teams.
Yeah.
So, that was a very strong team. And that team, I don't think he was there. I don't know if he was still there, but they played the FIFA Clubs World Cup. And they tied Real Madrid, and they beat Manchester United. But they had a really good cup, man. They had a really good tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember if he was the coach. But I mean, that team was that strong.
He's brought the only 2 titles to Puebla, dude. That guy deserves a statue outside the stadium.
Yeah, they're talking about, well, some fans renaming the stadium after him.
They should. What is it named after right now? Cuauhtémoc?
Yes, just think Estadio Cuauhtémoc, not the player, even though he did win them their last Copa Mexico.
Dime, güey, ¿quién es más importante que el emperador?
He was the last emperor, but no, was he the last one? Second to last. Yeah, failed stints though, man. Aztec Empire was already eating shit.
Hey, we still have Confederate flags and statues all over the South, all right? Don't talk to me about losers.
Yo, I just saw a tweet from Hater Central. No scandals, no drama, no ego. Santi, no. Just shit football. That's bad. Like, it's being recognized at the, usually it's like in Mexico you have, some troll accounts, but getting acknowledged at the international level, that's pretty bad. 16,000 likes on Twitter. Santi, man, I don't know. Might be looking for a move. Might be looking for a move in the winter window.
Again, he hit another slump.
He's been in a slump. What are you talking about? I know he's been scoring for the national team, but for his club,
I thought he scored like 1 or 2 goals there, here and there.
It's just not enough at Milan, dude. At Milan, it's a short leash, and it's a revolving door at Milan. And a lot of agents like to sell and trade players, to Milan. I feel like they're just a loyal customer, I guess.
Look, man, think of Milan as Chivas. All right.
More like Cruz Azul, because I feel like Cruz Azul does a lot of transfers, like in money laundering.
No. It's more of the desperation and how badly they need you to score goals. All right.
Every club needs a goal scorer. Stop it.
A quick fix, and yet they can't get it. Pero they'll crucify the player rather than saying, yeah, our front office is shit. Our team is shit.
No, I would say Chelsea and Milan, like, they're always buying and selling players to the level of Cruz Azul. I just feel like they're just always in the market for that. We had a comment from Alex Torres. What do you make of the Alan Pulido to Pumas rumors? I'm just happy he bailed MLS with all his money before they option declined him. Pulido, that's the first time I've heard of him, and since he signed for Chivas, this dude's been missing. I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
He's been hitting the gym too hard, bro. Está bien mamado.
At first I would think Puli to Pumas, like, why would they want him? But then they did take JJ Mack. So it's like, take whatever, dude.
They buy all the Savage titles.
Yeah, they're just gambling whatever, man.
I hear that him and Milito just don't gel.
That makes sense.
Could be, because, hey, I'm going with Milito all the way here, though. Like,
yeah, I'm really disappointed with Pulido.
I just trust that dude by this point.
I also think it's hard to recover from, like, the injuries he's had. Same thing with Chicharito. It's like, it's just a tough injury to come back from. Macias obviously went through that a few times. And just when he was getting going at Pumas, got injured. And, Alexis Vega, right? He just went down. Although, I know Abdias put a tweet in the chat, but that's fake news. Toluca has not confirmed, like, his injury. It looked like, when I saw the video, it looked like it was like a hamstring pull. So he's going to be out for at least the remaining of the regular season. Maybe he'll squeeze into Liguilla. But Diego Campillo, for sure, he's out for the rest of the season. So, yeah, there's been a lot of casualties of war in these last fixtures, and it's really unfortunate because, you want the best of the best playing in the playoffs, and you hate to see them go out to injuries.
I don't know, man. Wouldn't you want him to go out? Because that would then mean that your boy, El que te moja la canoa has a clear shot to get in there.
I don't think they're the same position. Are you talking about Alexis Vega and Hormiga?
Yeah, you don't think your boy can play out wide?
I mean, he can if he wants to, but I don't think that'd be the best use of him. It's more an opportunity for, unfortunately, Chucky Lozano to steal his spot, because that's Aguirre. Aguirre to a T. He's gonna pick players that he trusts and part of the proceso and all that bullshit. He's not gonna call up Chicha from Tigres to replace Alexis Vega, although he should.
Nah, man. If anything, honestly, I see the path for Quiñones being a lot more open now.
Yeah, Quiñones on fire. I think he kept scoring. I think he's on a crazy tear right now. And yeah, I mean, he's been called up though. It's not like he's not getting called up by Aguirre. It's just he's not getting minutes. He's also not being featured in his optimal position. So yeah, I think Quiñones will make it to the World Cup.
It's just Aguirre needs to be willing to play with 2 nines.
Yeah. And when you talk about, we were talking about this earlier about, players are just not hungry or not poor enough in Mexico compared to like Argentina and Brazil. The one player that I do see that like has that kind of attitude is Chicha Sanchez from Tigres, man. I mean, that guy, he's got a, chip on his shoulder because he's short, but dude, that guy he's the type of dude I want on the national team.
He eats like he's hungry.
Facts, bro. He eats like he's used to fighting for the scraps. Like he puts both elbows on the table and he doesn't fucking take any shit from anyone.
He'll bite you if you try to grab his.
He brings true Morro Prieto energy to the lunchroom.
I want Chicha Sanchez at least to get a look, man. He's exciting.
Speaking of naturalizados, Berterame for Monterrey, do you guys see him being having a spot on the World Cup roster?
I do. Last couple matches, he has been the difference maker for La Selección. He's been the one who, when you see him and you watch his movement off the ball and on the ball, he's the one that gives you something different. He is your catalyst during every single match. So therefore, why wouldn't you have him?
So knowing Aguirre, right, there's like the meme or the stigma that he's going to take one of these naturalizados. Do you think he already has his squad and his like lined up in his mind, like who he's gonna take, and he's just kind of playing like, oh, like let's try this guy out, but he has like solidified who he has in mind.
I think
who knows, like with even Gil Mora, do you think Gil Mora is even starting in his world?
Oh, dude, Gil Mora is going to the World Cup, whether he likes it or not. But I want to say Aguirre at this point probably has 80 to 90% of the team secured for the World Cup. There's maybe, are they going to take 26? Is 26 still the thing, or is it back to 23? Because if it's 23, then we're talking about like maybe 5 positions that are still up in the air for grabs. But he has in his mind like the players that are just unmovable, unshakable, and that's starting with Malagon. He's going to the World Cup. Santi, he's going to the World Cup. Like, there's players that are just being marketed heavily by, all the sponsorships that they do in Mexico, all the fucking side deals they do. All those players are going to the World Cup. If you see them on a billboard, they're going to the World Cup. Piojo is going to the World Cup. Okay,
so I asked the internet, bro. So it said 2022 World Cup was 26 players. So they're, it's on the table for now. And there's a proposal to increase it to 30.
Oh, 30 would be crazy.
You wouldn't like 30? I wouldn't mind. Go You're gonna let him play. You get to go. You take some young guys. But I think you were saying if he would start, man, I think he would. I think you'll see Mexico play. What was it that Capo Verde? What was that team that won from Africa? They're not even in Africa. I think they're like an island off of the coast of Africa. Was it Cape Green?
What are you talking
Ivory
about?
Coast.
No,
No.
way. It's off of the west coast of Africa. I can't remember the name of the country right now.
Like
It's not a Cape Verde.
Gibon?
Yeah, Cape Verde, Cabo Verde. Yeah, I think they qualified. Wait, who was it? One of those dudes.
Yeah, no,
like,
they qualified.
Never.
They qualified to their first
Yeah,
ever
it
World
is.
Cup.
Yeah.
And they had
There you go.
they were showing all the baddies in the stadium, and there was a bunch of memes about how a whole generation of footballers will be born in 9 months.
Yeah, Mexico. They'll probably end up in Mexico crew. Trust. That's who we get to play.
That's how FIFA works.
That's
That's how Mexico gets out of the group stage.
Watch him be more difficult. Mexico beat Angola. Which is to put Mexico in a bind. No, but yeah, as a host, you get, they throw you at least one team from the very weak pot, and that's probably going to be one of those first timers, some team that barely got there.
Yeah, there's only going to be a handful of positions still up for grabs, unless there's like an injury or something that happens. But Malagon's going to the World Cup, and probably Ochoa. Honestly, he's still doing commercials, so I think they're going to want to take him.
Now, really quickly, well, first I'm going to address the whole Ochoa thing, and I'm going to say que me corto un pinche huevo, güey. See Memo Ochoa in our World Cup lineup.
He's going, bro.
Like, wait. He ate 9 goals in the past 12 goals in the last 5 games.
Oye, con que haya comerciales at Burger King, he's going, right? And there's plenty of them. Like, he's still putting them out there.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
He's going, dude.
Pinche asco, güey. You'll take him, but you won't take Julián Quiñones. And honestly, the biggest thing is porque el asco no es pinche Juan Cambios Osorio, güey. Y lo digo porque a Juan Carlos Osorio le encantan los negros, ¿verdad? Pero Javier, no, güey, se va a ir con los güeritos, con los argentinos, con esos pendejos. A vez de llevar true Morro Prieto BBC energy into the World Cup.
Yeah, Osorio's an appreciator of that type 2 fast twitch muscle. That's his type. But hablando real quick de Santi, do you guys think he is? So it's one of two things. I have a couple friends that live out that way, and there's like a constant debate. A couple of people think that it's mental, but the majority think it's technical. They just think he doesn't have the technical ability or the foundation. Do you guys think it's mental with him or just technical ability? Like he's way outclassed at the moment. He's just kind of maybe just needs to move to a small team like a Bologna or just.
I think he just joined a dysfunctional team. Like right now Milan is a circus show. They go through so many coaches and players, and right now he's stuck on an island. They're not really generating too many offensive opportunities for him, and it's a numbers game. It's anytime he's on the ball and he loses it, now it's just like that much worse for him. So I just think it's like a bad system for him, and I hope that he at least gets a loan out to somewhere, maybe even in Serie A, or maybe he goes to a fisherman's league just to get his confidence back up. I mean, he was killing it in the Dutch league, right? Maybe he needs to go back to the Dutch league and get his confidence up, get him scoring again.
Honestly, what I would say the biggest problem is is that he went to a big name team, but a low quality team. And that's what he's suffering of right now, right? All of the focus is on him. Everyone's looking at what it is that he's doing, what it is that this historic big club can do, but has been failing for the past 2 years, right? Because AC Milan hasn't been firing in all cylinders for the past 2, possibly even 3 years. So therefore, like I said, the Chivas comparison is right there. They keep breaking the glass for a case of emergency, which they're constantly in, but yet they're not getting the results that they want or that they need. That's the problem with Santi. If anything, like I said, he should go to like a Leipzig, a smaller team within a very competitive league.
We need Mexicans in the Bundesliga. I've been asking for more Mexicans to the Bundesliga, and it's an exciting league, and I think it fits our profile. And yeah, I would love that for him.
I think Santi has the quality. He's shown it. I think the team's not a fit for him. And the league is, it's a very tough league, very defensive. There was a list that came out a few days ago of goals scored. I think it was for the match week. Where it was Serie 9 had like 9 goals. How many did it have?
Yeah, Diaz.
Do you guys remember that?
That
Do you
up,
guys saw that list?
That Catenaccio style, it runs deep, and it's not for everybody. But also, how epic would it have been if Santi stayed at Cruz Azul and got them over the hump? Like, he would be goated as the guy, and that might have been the right move.
I know, but you have that, if that very little goals are being scored, then how many strikers are like him that are, I would say, good, very good strikers? The Serie A is known for having very good players. They don't bring just anyone. They can be very selective with the extranjeros, and there's usually players of very, very good quality. But again, they can be a very defensive league.
So they have 9.
I don't know, man. If you ask Jaime, it means that Liga MX is better than Serie A.
Let's stop it
because
there.
Hormiga's breaking it over here, right?
I'm just saying.
Hormiga could go to Serie A and outshine Santi.
No, I'm just saying. He's got 10 goals in the league. No other Mexican has 10 goals in Liga MX. So who else are you gonna fucking call up, bro? You gotta take the players that are in form.
Or on fire, sometimes you carry that with you. You have that.
Como dice that old quote from los viejos tiempos, el delantero vive del gol.
Yeah,
Santi no está anotando goles.
Sí, güey, pero como yo les he dicho antes, people will remember more the chances that a forward misses than the goals that he puts away. That's what delanteros are judged by. No por los goles que meten, pero por los que fallan.
That's not true, güey. Con un gol que anoten, ya they're good. Si un portero hace un pinche error y que cuesta un gol, dude, everybody remembers that shit.
Dime, güey, ¿cuál es el legado de Paco Palencia?
Being a rockero.
Wearing super tight pants.
Missing that shot at the World Cup.
Painting his
El penal.
Which shot?
What World Cup? What the fuck are you talking about, dog?
He missed it. Didn't he miss
Libertadores? I think you're talking Libertadores.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You got your shit mixed up.
Yeah, I remember Palencia shooting a penalty.
It's all that huffing cement, bro. You got to stop doing it, bro. It's fucking up your memory.
I'm bad with names, but I'm pretty sure era el güey. El güey con el pelo largo.
Valencia? Bro, he was never really featured in the World Cup, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dog.
Yeah, I don't remember him playing these.
Anyways.
¿Estás hablando de Luis Hernández, güey? That's the only long-haired guy I remember, too. Si estás hablando selección.
Yeah. The L'Oreal blonde.
Anyways, I want to kind of stir the pot right now because Aaron Ramsey keeps bitching about his fucking dog. And I'm just like, bro, like, okay, man, like you've made it a point that you miss your fucking dog. You took him to a doggy daycare in Mexico City, which you probably shouldn't have. He went missing. They don't have answers. You offered a reward, then you doubled the reward. And every day you're posting on social media how I just want closure. I can't believe I have no answers. And he has been excused from training. I think he's not even in Mexico anymore. And it's just like, you get to a certain point where it's like, bro, like, come on, man. You're a professional soccer player. They're paying you. And I understand that this is, you're treating him like it's like a family member, but you got to know your audience. Like, there are people that go missing in Mexico every fucking day, dog. And you're over here bitching about your beagle. Like, no mames, way.
Man,
You know what?
left over his dog.
I wonder why he hasn't pulled a Fokker. Like anybody has pulled a Fokker. Like trayendo un pinche beagle así random que se parezca just a little bit. Pero pues no, I don't know what's going on.
They would know, bro. They would know.
He needs one of those Mexican street dogs. Those like in Sinaloa that the Sicario car is doing a drive-by and the dog's running behind it, barking. Those fucking crazy street dogs. Like that guy would get lost and find himself back home.
Has he played any minutes though? Not ni debutado, right?
Aaron's played in Liga MX.
Really? No.
And he scored.
No me doy cuenta.
Yeah, he scored. And then
Cabrón.
who the fuck died? He killed somebody.
Manolo Lapuente, bro.
No, he killed the Black Sabbath guy, I think.
Ozzy?
Oh, shit.
Nah.
That far back?
No creo.
Yeah,
That's a while back,
it
man.
was around that time, though.
Yeah, it was around that time.
I don't think it was Ozzy himself, but it was some other Brit that died. Y por eso estaba el mame de que Aaron Ramsey is cursed, and I guess it's true, man. His fucking dog. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's kind of a shit move that all of that happened to him. That Mexico is just not empathetic upon that loss. It is super shitty. All right. And honestly, I would be upset about it too. All right. You had your dog. It's traveled with you to every club that you've gone to just for it to go missing in Mexico. Right? Like, come on, man. That sours your whole experience. Your family was loving it. Your wife was like breaking it on social media. She was like being featured everywhere. Y luego, tu perrito goes missing. For what? For the next week? For Pumas to have an event where they bring all of these dogs from shelters and have pictures taken? Like, super fucked up, dude.
Bro, tell me that's not like media 101. That almost seems like someone did that shit on purpose, but that's just Mexico. Like I think Jaime mentioned, unfortunately, people go missing in Mexico. And this idea that, that you can't play because of your dog, like I get it, but it seems like it's just like it's interesting. It's a cultural shock for sure. It's like a European coming to Mexico and then forgetting like Mexico is also kind of, it's got third world vibes a little bit. And the fact that he wasn't aware or his agent didn't let him know is that's more on him, I think.
I mean, just to further talk about third world vibes,
they only showed him the chicken in Ciudad de Mexico. They only kept him in Condesa and fucking Roma Norte.
Polanco.
Well, the dog went missing in Guanajuato, and I mean, I don't know about the chicken map in Guanajuato, but I don't know.
The map in Guanajuato is San Miguel de Allende, and that's about it, dog. And even there, it's kind of sketch right now.
That's it, bro. It's official. Aaron Ramsey's wife is officially a madre buscadora. That's what it is. She's one of them. She's now recognized by the UN, and she won't give up. She'll be at every Ministerio Público chingando la madre about it.
I will say they take their mascots very serious in La Ciudad de Mexico. Like I saw them on baby carriages, and they have funeral services for dog. Like I was really like impressed. Not impressed, but more like surprised. Like what the fuck? Like they really care about their dogs here, man. I've never seen it on this level.
I mean, wait, do you not know what yesterday was?
What was yesterday?
It's the first day of la celebración del Día de los Muertos. It's the day that your pets come back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pues, I don't blame you, güey. Eres pocho. Pero se entiende, ¿verdad?
Somebody got to show Aaron Ramsey Coco, right?
I will say the Pumas thing, like, was that just like intentional? I thought, me being like oblivious, I'm like, oh, they're trying to raise awareness, like they're trying to show support, like everyone bring your dog and show how much you care about your dog, and
Eso se le llama México magia or magia mexicana. It's just like the universe just happened to line up like that. It's
bro,
just like,
that's crazy. And then I bet you they're like, hey, Aaron, where's your dog at? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, dude, that was just, and I get it, right? Like these type of events have to be booked out, probably like a tournament out, right? This has been on the calendar for some time. Pero no mames, güey. Don't be tone deaf. At least have like a little pancarta, justicia por hielo, or something like that. Pero no, ¿verdad? Like it was just, it's super bad optics. Now, really quickly, just to talk a little bit more about Madres Buscadoras and people who get disappeared and things like that. Most of all, third world vibes. I want to talk about the news that happened this weekend, right? A 16-year-old goes to the hotel outside of Chivas. I think they said 2 trucks roll up on the fans.
Oh.
And they end up beating this kid to death.
Wait, why?
Just Atlas fans contra Chivas fans. And le partieron la madre al chamaquito.
Is he alive?
16 años. No, way, they beat him to death.
Mi little tocayo's dead.
They killed him? Holy shit, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro, that shit happened. That was on Friday? Gorditos, you seem to know a little bit about this story as well.
Yeah, well, no me sé the whole story, but yeah, on Friday fueron a visitar or a llevarle serenata a las Chivas. And then, yeah, it's exactly like you said. A truck or 2 trucks came up, empezaron a agarrarse a putazos, but then this little kid was targeted, como dijeron, Aira, easy prey. They killed him. Like literally beat him to death. 16.
Wait, there was another incident, right, that happened over the weekend?
Yes, and that was the other one that I was leading up to. Yeah, the Cruz Azul fan, where I think 4 security members of CEU, right, beat the shit out of him in the parking lot by his car. Now they're in jail, right, because they've been identified because they were official workers of security in CEU that beat a person to death in the parking lot of the stadium afterwards.
Hey,
so
we are how many days away from the World Cup? Then again, I mean, those fans are not going to be able to go to these matches. I mean, the tickets are going to be expensive. But still,
if you can even get tickets, if you have the money, you still can't fucking get tickets, bro.
Yeah, I know. There was a raffle, not a raffle, but you just entry this past Monday, and we'll find out the results probably like a week or 2 from now. And that's just to get the option to buy tickets. It doesn't mean, you secured anything. So we'll see.
For the record, for our listeners, that raffle is open until the 30th.
Yeah, you got 2
more days. You have a couple more days for you to throw your name in the hat and hope that you get drawn.
Also, I'm going to take this opportunity to let you know there's also a McDonald's monopoly going on right now. I need 2 more railroads. So if anyone's got those missing railroads, let me know. Hit me up.
Which one?
I'll double check right now.
El que tenga waterworks que me diga, or I think it's electric company. I want that 75-inch TV.
Oh, dude, I'm like one brown property away from getting a turntable.
What do you buy? What do you mostly buy, Jaime?
Bro, you don't even need to buy.
It's just
No purchase is necessary. You just need to
breakfast.
go online and do it.
Yeah, you just gotta
You
go
need the
online.
app.
You need the
The app,
McDonald's
right?
app.
You need the McDonald's app.
You need the app, and
Why
then you
haven't
need to
I
go
figured to buy
online to
something?
McDonald's.com.
I need Baltic Avenue. Hit me up.
Ya se va a acabar though, Joel. Yeah, November 2nd is the last day.
Oh hell
shit.
no. Okay, I need
Yeah.
B&O, Railroad, and Shoreline. Hit me up.
Hold no, yeah. I already submitted
I will
mine
take
in
you. I will take you to that 50K trip. We'll,
I won
Bro.
like some egg McMuffins or something, but I haven't cashed them in.
Joel, that's my morning breakfast. 2 egg McMuffins, 2 sausage egg
Get in the
McMuffins with
app,
a nice vanilla iced coffee.
damn son.
I don't know if it lets me transfer.
Damn, bro, you don't even get the best thing on the menu. You
The
don't get
what?
the hash browns.
You know
Hashies.
what? Yeah, pero ya lo corté. I
Hey,
was like,
the
nah, no more.
jalapeno sauce is good.
You know what, way? A little
Wait,
bit of
you're talking about the
limitation is
picante
good.
sauce?
Yeah, it's a jalapeno one.
What? No, there's no jalapeno. It's called the picante sauce. Estás hablando con uno
Picante
que va
burrito?
todos los pinches días.
Burrito.
Salsa picante. Yeah,
Yes.
it's good.
Picante sauce, yeah. It's good.
It's good.
Also,
It's not spicy.
I will say, if you miss the curfew, the cutoff of McDonald's breakfast, you still got another 30 minutes to get the second best breakfast out there for fast food, and that is Taco Bell. Do not sleep on Taco Bell breakfast, man. It is pretty fucking good.
I
The cheesy gordita crunch is
forgot
good.
they had one.
The breakfast crunch wrap, bro, dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Ves,
agree
wait,
with you,
you're
Jaime.
not helping any of your allegations of eating Mission tortillas. Like you're eating Taco Bell.
Hey,
You get the tortillas that eat as a Mission
I am gonna say this. I'm gonna say
no
this. Hey,
todos. I don't eat that shit.
I'm gonna say this. Mission flour tortillas are approved, but not corn tortillas.
Whoa. No mames, way. Mission
What do you get?
Flour,
That's it, bro.
flour.
I'm taking your Mexican
Mission
card.
Tortillas no nos va a ser
Who
sponsor
makes
de
his
tanta
own?
hate que le estás dando al días.
All right,
Wait.
This makes
you
its own
gotta
tortillas.
you gotta name off your tortilla, corn tortilla, and flour tortilla of choice, just so we know what we're up against.
All right, flour tortilla is Tortilla Land.
Bro, what the
Right,
fuck
the
is
ones that you have
that? What is this?
Jesús.
The ones you have to cook yourself.
No mames, way.
Plant-based.
We're not shopping at grocery outlet, dog. What the fuck are you talking about?
Grocery outlet.
Bargain market.
No mames, way. I think they're called Tortilla Land. They come like in that yellow package.
Bro, what the
Trader Joe's.
fuck, dog?
He got some
Qué
Temu
pedo con eso.
tortilla. He orders them at TikTok.
Is that
shop.
like a Shark Tank shit, bro? What the fuck is Tortilla Land?
No, güey. Esas hubieran sido las de 7. Y sabes que no me gustan.
This dude grabs a empty cement bag, huffs a couple times, and he's in Tortilla Land. It's the Mexican Disneyland, bro. It's all in your imagination.
Hey, Jaime, do you guys get La Rosa out there?
Very
Las
rarely.
tortillas de La Rosa?
Very rarely.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, Tomás can attest to this. El Milagro is king out here, so for tortillas. Anyone in the Chicago area would know.
Shit.
My corn
There's a
tortilla
place,
is you can't miss with Guerrero.
Yep.
They sell them at Costco, and I will say if you need some tostadas, their green pack is fire, dog. Green pack though, has to be green pack.
Bro, for tostadas, you can never go on with El Perico.
Oh yeah, that's the preferred ones. If you go to them lunch trucks,
Yep.
you get camarón, cocktail, all that. It's always the
It's
perico
the
one.
exactly.
It's Guerrero Tostadas Norteñas Clásicas. Get that one. It's in a green bag. They're always sold out. Those are really good.
I'm ready to go to Chicagoland.
Chicagoland.
Tortilla land. Oh
Ay,
man.
cabrón, no mames. Ya no me voy a dormir, hijo de su. That was
Also,
good. Yes, thank you.
there is a warrant out for Jesus Martinez, owner
Oh
of
shit! I forgot about that.
Grupo Pachuca. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe his contract or there's something he owes someone money, or I don't know what the rule is or why he's being.
There's been talk of money laundering in, you know, how they use the club to launder money with the city,
Really?
with the city of Pachuca. Yeah, that's how they've, and even like how they've gotten like they won't charge them taxes, a bunch of shit, and how they managed to, oh shit, just basically a lot of the money for all the like, because they have like their training and their training camps. They have a museum. They have their you know their school, all of that stuff. And I think some of it was kind of like funded by the city. There's a lot of shit that's come out in the past. Um, I never really looked into it, but I know there was something about the city using like instead of funding other shit they need, like they would like put the money into Pachuca. But I think then Pachuca would like would then like give like the city like you know like the mayor and whatnot like a cut of like earnings, like player transfers and all that.
Okay, I have some more juice. So he is accused of disobedience, aggravated disobedience by private individuals, and it was triggered because he failed to attend the court hearings, and it's a legal dispute surrounding the TV streaming rights for teams owned by Grupo Pachuca. And
through hands.
It says that Grupo Pachuca and Fox Sports Mexico had a contract covering broadcasting rights of Pachuca and León, and Fox Sports Mexico claims the contract included a right of first refusal that would allow it to match any other offer before the rights are transferred to another party. But then Grupo Pachuca signed a deal with Fox Corporation for the rights. And they said that Fox Sports Mexico weren't able to like counter offer that. And that's why they're under a legal dispute and that they violated the contract. It's very confusing right now because there are several Fox corporations in Mexico. And yeah, they're not associated with each other. So it's very confusing.
There are two Fox corporations
I stand by what I said,
and 7 Fox channels.
Damn.
And you know what? I stand by what I said too. Way Tortilla Land better than Mission, pero pues me la pelan.
Bro, you're gonna have to give me something I can find at my local stores, bro.
They sell them at Walmart. Walmart nationwide. Costco carries them.
No, I don't really eat flour tortillas like that though. I eat corn tortillas mostly.
Yeah, Wayne, you eat white corn tortillas too. It's the worst part. Puro yellow corn gang.
I'll have to look at them next time I'm in the grocery store.
I'll give you a tip. You have to cook them. All right?
Yeah.
You have to put them on a comal porque neta, güey, son nomás harina y manteca. So you have to heat them up. Boom, boom, boom.
I have had my wife make de mano, but it's a very long process. And it's hard. It's hard to make them by hand.
Bro, I married white, so unfortunately, tortillas de harina hechas a mano have gone out the window.
You're talking shit about me eating white tortillas, and you're over here eating white meat every night.
Yo, bro, it tastes good, though. I do not eat boiled chicken, though. All right, like let's just get that straight. And then this dumb bitch one time tried to bring canned chicken into the house.
What the fuck is that?
Los putazos que le metí, güey. She hasn't done it again. Just like she's never made white chicken chili again.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, wait, a little bit of domestic violence goes a long way. Don't ever forget it. Your abuelito knew it. Your dad knew it. All the OGs knew. So don't be the lost generation.
Got to keep it spicy in the bedroom. You know who's not going to stay in the bedroom is James Rodriguez. He decided that he's going to ride his contract out at León. He's going elsewhere, taking his talent somewhere else. I'm not surprised. Obviously, he got sort of rug pulled when they signed him and said he was going to participate in the Club World Cup, and then he didn't. So I'm sure he's been salty about that. Plus, he's
stay though.
He's trying to, make it to the next World Cup, and León are sitting in 17th position right now. They're not even going to be in Liguilla. So if you're James Rodriguez, you're like, get me the fuck out of Guanajuato.
Yeah, I think that was his major thing. That was the major selling point, that club's World Cup. But I think he's been featuring well with the Colombia national team. I do think he's going to the World Cup. So I think, he came in with some, like a black cloud. Like people saying he was problematic or hard to work with. But I think he seems to have turned that around. So there might be better offers out there for him. I mean, would you want to stay in León?
I don't know. I want him to stay in Liga MX. I think he's just playing for the wrong club.
Yeah. Where do you think he would be a fit?
He's got to go to the big four. I think you go to your usual suspects in America. I don't think there's room for him at Tigres. Dare I even say Cruz Azul?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. No? Nah. Like, you know what? If we were willing to do like a player swap, I'd be willing to do chingao. ¿Quién fue el que les robamos, güey?
¿No quieren a Nene Beltrán?
No. Y'all can keep that bum. What's his name? Oh, I would trade Luca for James.
A fair trade.
They play the same position. James is just better at distributing the ball. He can put better crosses. Now the only difference is that one is a bet for the immediate future, while the other one is a bet in the long run.
Well, at this point, again, he's on an expiring contract, so he could just sign with anybody.
Now, really quickly, since Cruz Azul's name was mentioned, I just want to take a moment and say this. Hey, Ronchita, te quedaste bien calladita, güey, la semana pasada, when they mentioned the manhandling que te dio Cruz Azul. Pero no, ¿verdad? Calladita, como siempre. Cada vez que te meten la pipa, no dices nada. ¿Verdad? Muy valientes los de acá, de que no, que los tenemos de hijos, y que quién sabe qué. But every single time I tell y'all here, there's a reason why it's a rivalry. There's a reason why it's a clásico, because it's back and forth all the time. And if you start looking at the numbers, if you start looking at things, guess what? In the last few clásicos jóvenes que ha habido, América no nos puede ganar. Empatan, les metemos la pipa, pero no nos ganan. So that's what I have to say about that. Now, furthermore, Cruz Azul has been heating up. They won their mid. Well, no, they tied their midweek match against
Necaxa.
Y luego le metieron la pipa a los Rayados 2-0. ¿Verdad?
I mean, they lost a man within the first 20 minutes of the match. So,
hey, that's the game, man. That's what happens when you go como pendejo sliding in with your cleats up.
I know.
Right? You clip a player over the ankle, you're getting thrown out.
You know it's bad when Chiquete Orozco gets on the scoring board.
And it was a hell of a goal, dude. And he almost scored like twice. At least two of them that were like super clear. You know what? Three that were really clear. One, que te juro, güey, si no fuera tan pendejo la hubiera metido. Like it was it was harder to miss that shot than it was to put it in. And he fucking missed. Like it was fucking embarrassing.
So I got a question. When are you guys getting the pink slip for El CU? Because that's your house now. That's your property.
I mean, we own it, man. We have the records there. We're the only ones who've been able to bring championships there. Like, Pumas is just in shambles. I don't know how Thomas sleeps with himself. I'm pretty sure he looks at the news hanging in his closet every night. And he's like, man, I shouldn't have chosen to be a Pumas fan.
I think he's one of those like hipster Pumas fans. It's like it's just cool to like not, for go to the Ciudad de Mexico. It's like I don't want to be an America fan because I'm not gay. It's like, and then Cruz Azul, it's kind of too, I don't know, third world country type vibes. Like I think Pumas is scholars for scholars, and I think Pumas is a safe bet.
I don't know how you do it, Thomas. It even hurts me just to say that I'm affiliated to a Pumas fan. Like it brings down my stock in the streets, man. Thought you're a respectable person, and then unfortunately, when we pressed you and asked you who your second team would be, you said Chivas? Come on, man. There's better things out there than that. You can hope for more. As El Chicha once said, imagínate cosas chingonas, cabrón.
There were 38 goals over the weekend, averaging about 4 goals a game. It was definitely a really good weekend for Liga MX. And for one of Chivas' players that's out on loan in Puebla, Luis Rey scored a brace in that fucking Viernes Futbolero 5-5? Or sorry, 4-4 against Juarez. I didn't see the game. I regret not watching this game.
I didn't see it either, and holy fuck, do I have FOMO? Like I looked at the scoreline on Saturday morning, and I was like, "What the fuck happened, dude?"
I know.
Neta, los Viernes Futboleros le han estado dando vida a la Liga MX. Like it has been the one that you've been like, "Holy fuck, bro, we've been sleeping on this." Everyone's been talking shit. We've been doing all of these things. But they're the ones putting out the best shows.
Yeah, well, what happened is it's no longer the same, 4 teams playing each other every weekend. Because that's what it felt like with Viernes. I always felt like it was a Mazatlán versus Juarez, Puebla versus Tijuana. It was always like the same 4 teams in the cycle. But yeah, Juarez 4, Puebla 4, Mazatlán tied against America 2-2. America was actually losing that game. It took Brian Gonzalez a golazo in the 89th minute to just walk away with the draw. And America are now slipped into the 4th position with 31 points.
But yet 2 and 3 are tied with 32 points, while Toluca is sitting at 1 with 33 points. So the top of the table is very, very tight. All right. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll be seeing how it is that everything shakes out. Now, the most interesting thing is that we're heading into El Clásico Norteño, right? So Monterrey versus Tigres. Ahí se van a meter putazos. What is it? Number 4 and number 2? I believe
Tigres is 2nd. Monterrey is 5th.
Yeah, so
it's a 6-point game.
Big implications for the top of the table. Then you have Toluca with an injured Alexis. And then Cruz Azul, who's going up against, I want to say, I want to say Pachuca, but I know I'm probably wrong on that one.
No, we play Pachuca this weekend. Cruz Azul plays against Puebla
Puebla.
on
Wait,
Halloween.
fucking those teams. ¿El Halloween o Halloween? ¿Cuál es?
I'm not going to answer that.
Sabemos que jalas. No hay pedo. Yeah, they go up against Puebla. Like I said, man, the top of the table is very competitive, very tight. America is going up against León, so that's a couple easy points. But they close out their season against Toluca. So we'll see how Toluca plays this weekend, which will be a big indicator of how it is that they're going into the America match.
I will put on record, you look at the league table, right? And the top 5 spots are already secured. Like, it's going to be a battle amongst themselves to see in what order they finish in. But mathematically, it is not possible for Chivas or Pachuca to get into the top 5. And I want to start with that because there is a clear distinction as to the level, competitiveness, roster depth of these top 5 teams and the rest of the teams that will be playing in either the play-in or in Liga. Because, I know Chivas have had a great form. They're looking good. They're getting hot at the right moment. And, you have fans already starting to dream about having a deep playoff run. And I'm like, listen, like Chivas, Pachuca, and then the remaining, 4 spots or whatever's left for the play-in, like none of those teams are going to go on a deep run. There's a clear distinction in everything. Like Chivas don't have the depth to go on a deep run. At best, I could see them maybe finishing in the semifinal, but you got to consider the fact that this is 180 minutes and Chivas are not going to finish in the top 5. So they're going to have to actually defeat their opponent over the course of 2 legs. A tie does them no good. And I don't think Chivas have what it takes to get all the way to a final this season. I don't even think that's the expectations, but you have some very delusional Chivas fans thinking that this team can go all the way.
I mean, the only top contending team that you guys have beat is America.
Yeah, and that's not saying much.
Exactly. Now, if anything, if you really want to get your dick hard and you want to get excited for something, it's the fact that you have another top 5 contender with whom you're closing out your season against.
Monterrey.
And that is Monterrey. So that will be your final test. That will be what gives you a better understanding of how it is that your team is going into Liga.
Well, at this point, you hope for securing the 6th spot so you don't have to do the play-in. And they just have to beat who's in front of them, which is Pachuca, who is right under us with 22 points. You have to beat Pachuca, and then you have to beat Monterrey. Like, you have to win out the rest of your season, secure that 6th spot, and then that leaves us with a potential matchup against Cruz Azul, which maybe this time around we'll beat them.
Not if it's in Seoul. Because as you know, 24 games undefeated at home.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because the best that could happen in Cruz Azul is you guys secure that 2nd seed. You hope that Monterrey beats Tigres, and that puts you in that 2nd spot. No one's going to catch up to Toluca. I could be wrong, with Alexis Vega's injury. Who knows? Maybe they start this might be the beginning of the end, but I still think Toluca is head and shoulders above everybody else in the league. And I don't think anyone's going to beat him over the course
Come on, man. It's
180 minutes.
It's a 1-point lead.
I understand, but over the course of 2 legs, I don't see anybody beating Toluca.
I don't know, man. An injured Tiger can go down at any moment.
Turco lives for this. He has the blueprint, the formula. He's done this like nine in a row, but he's done this 5 times before. He knows how to win titles in Liga, and I think they have what it takes to defend their title. I don't want them to, because then they're encroaching our territory, but I just don't see anybody in the league beating them.
I don't know, man. I hope Ratlas does us the favor and beats them this week. That means we go up.
Atlas ain't beating shit, dude.
You never know. You never know, man. But yeah, unfortunately, my pick of the season was that Atlas was going to be the team that kicks you guys out of contention for the Liga. And well, we saw how that went. Which, by the point, great fucking match. Great performance by Chivas. You know, since it was on right before the Cruz Azul match, I was actually able to tune in and watch it. And yo, you guys deserved it.
It was a much needed victory, and it's only a handful of times in the league that we've beaten America and Atlas in the same season. There's only a handful of coaches that have done that before. So something worth noting for Milito, something special, I guess. I still think we're gonna fall short, especially with Campillo getting injured and he's being, he's not gonna be part of the rest of the season. Our defense is very vulnerable, so I just don't think we can go on a deep run.
I mean, at least this time you're making it into Liga hopefully, without touching play-in. And if that happens, I will be eating a lot of crow.
Anything can happen in the last 2 fixtures of Liga MX. We're at the tail end of our episode. Let's do closing thoughts and put a bow tie on this thing. Thanks everyone for joining us earlier today. But who wants to go first? Joel, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here. I've been listening, bro.
Talk to
I'll
me,
give
man.
my closing thoughts. Yeah. First on the Chicha, I have been seeing that the whole, he's played a role in helping Hormiga. I don't know how much role he's played. There's been a clip here and there. But to me, that doesn't tell me much. Those could have been the only 2 times he talked to him. But overall, that shouldn't be his saving grace. He arrived to very high wages to try to help the club. And he really didn't do anything. And it could be to the point of like, well, why are you still here, man? That money could be better spent. So I guess that's been my gripe with him, and why seeing that stuff doesn't, it doesn't help his situation, at least in my my point of view. And I think it was Milito's brother, the striker, who went back to Racing Club right before he retired, and he took a massive pay cut, and he actually he helped him win the league. And that's kind of like more of the attitude, man. Just came in charging high wages. He doesn't do shit, and he still stays there. Kind of a fuck you, pay me attitude. So I'm like, I don't know how much you're for the club, really. So that's kind of my thing with him, and seeing those things. I know it's it's in 2001. No, 2014. 2014, he came back in 2014. He came back to help them win. But yeah, that's my whole thing with him. I'm not forgiving that dude. You could still do that without charging a premium. That's just my chicha take. And then for La Puente, just rest in peace. I think he played a key role, and he's already part of Mexican football history. And I think is this the next? What are we, Mexican league? 2 match weeks left or 1?
2.
2, yeah. I think it's gonna. I think for Chivas they already secured playing, but I think they're competing with Pachuca for the 6th and direct qualification. So that should be interesting because I know that's El Jimmy,
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy that was touted for Chiva coach at one point. We're gonna go head to head and let's see what happens. I'm hoping for that Chiva direct qualifier. So that should be a pretty good race for Chivas, if seeing if they can finish the season and qualify directly. So that's what I'm gonna be looking forward to.
For sure. Thanks, Well, for joining us, man.
Yeah, and I'll look out for them. Lifelong tortillas, or what are they called again?
Tortilla Town? Land. I think it's Tortilla Town, no?
Tortilla Land.
Wow.
All right, I'll keep an eye out, man. I just have Ralph's. I don't have Northgate. Not around, not too close.
Wait, go to Walmart. They cater to the Mexican community better than anybody else.
I'm gonna go just for that. I ain't lying.
Wait, I live in Gringolandia and I only go to Walmart to buy those tortillas. And every single time that I step in there, I feel the poverty. All right, like now another really good tortilla brand is La Provincia. They come in a little white bag. They literally taste like tortillas straight from La Tortilleria in Mexico. And so go ahead, catch yourself some of those. They're fucking delicious. Now, furthermore, to go into my closing thoughts is I want to start off. We'll talk about Cruz Azul, right? Cruz Azul is powering up. Cruz Azul is on the right track to do the things that you want for an equipo grande, right? Uno de los cuatro grandes to do, right? Which is be a contender for the championship, to go out there, save face, do all of these things. They have a winning record. Okay, granted, there's quite a few more ties that any one of us would like to see, but you know what? I will take 1 point over 0 points any fucking day of the week. All right? Because what matters is at the end of the day, where it is that you end in the positioning table and the confidence that your squad can gain match after match. And that's what Cruz Azul is doing very well. Especially when we take into account that a few weeks ago, right after League's Cup, everyone was fuera Larcamón, this and that. He needs to get the fuck out. And now, no, güey, Larcamón es la mera verga, que quién sabe qué. Everything that I've been saying from the beginning that I've been unwavering about is being proven truth. All right. Now, the other thing is the fact that Cruz Azul, like I mentioned, they have a winning record. Now, if you look very closely, the only game that they have lost is the one game that was disputed on turf. And this has been a trend for Cruz Azul for the past 2 years that I can remember right now, is that when we have to go into Tijuana, we lose because it's the only game that's played on turf. So therefore, they have a home field advantage, which, you know what? I'm not going to say that it's unfair. I'm not going to bitch and groan about it. The biggest thing is that Tijuana knows how to make the most of it. And that took our Invicto. And that's fine, right? You take our undefeated. You were able to make your home a fortress. Good for you. Now, the last thing that I want to mention is not so much related to soccer, but rather Formula One. The Grand Prix of Mexico just happened. It was one of the most beautiful things ever. Not precisely for what happened on the track, but por todo el desmadre que pasó off of the track. All right. Los putazos que siempre pasan when you mix Mexicans and alcohol. And that inherent need that we have to turn every single sporting event into into a, what's it called? Into a blood sport, pretty much. Not even contact sport, just blood sport in general. Porque hubo putazos in the grandstands, hubo putazos in the pavilions, hubo putazos hasta fuera del pinche autodromo. So all over the place, Mexicans did Mexican things. They tiraron putazos left and right. Now, the only thing that I will say about the race itself is that a couple beautiful things happened, like Fernando Alonso deciding by himself, as soon as he gets the orders to swap cars with his teammate, who's a hot piece of shit, he decides to go into the pits and just call the race done. He's like, nope, if you're going to make me do this bullshit, I'm going home. I'm over this. Now, furthermore, on the last fucking 2 laps, you get a virtual safety car when Max Verstappen is closing in on Charles Leclerc. Like, no mames, güey. The most exciting finish to a great Mexican Grand Prix that we've had in the last couple of years. Because if you've been watching, it hasn't been that exciting when they go into Mexico. This time, it was neck to neck for the second position. Max closing in on the Drivers' Championship via points. Like, all of these things are happening. And then you get a virtual safety car that wasn't even necessary because Carlos was able to pull himself behind the barriers. So therefore, there was no danger on the track. Pero the FIA decided to throw in a virtual safety car. And then you get at the last lap, you get half a lap of real racing. It was just some bullshit. It was just one of those things that happens, right? At least the race didn't end under a safety car, which has happened before. But yeah, man, overall, it's been a good week. Fue jornada doble, hubo GP, hubo peleas de viejas in the UFC, una nalgona contra una machorra. Overall, it's been a good week. And with that, I say, hasta la próxima, chavos.
Thank you, Abdias, for joining us tonight. Congrats on Cruz Azul's great run of form. We all know that Cruz Azulada will happen inevitably. Don't really have any closing thoughts. I do want to acknowledge Andres Guardado is starting his coaching career over at Real Betis. So hopefully he has a fruitful coaching career and maybe will be called upon duty inevitably for the national team. I don't want him coaching in Mexico, though. We all know how we treat Mexican coaches in that carousel. But that's all we got for you guys tonight. Looking forward to some of the matches over the weekend. Can Chivas secure the last direct spot to Liguilla? That 6th spot. They have to beat Pachuca on Saturday to get it done. So we'll see. We'll catch you all on the next one. Have a good night.